If you have been thinking about picking up a new Mac Mini, this might be the moment where patience really pays off, because something significant is clearly happening behind the scenes. Shipping times for the current M4 models have started to slip, and in Apple's world, that is rarely just a coincidence. It is one of the most reliable early signals that a refresh is approaching. These delays are not limited to some obscure configuration buried deep in the store that nobody orders. They are affecting multiple higher-end variants, especially once you start upgrading memory. In some cases, delivery estimates are stretching out by weeks, even months, which is not normal behavior for a product that is supposed to be readily available. Naturally, this raises questions, and it is worth breaking down what is actually going on rather than jumping straight to conclusions. Apple has a long and very consistent pattern when it comes to product transitions. As new hardware gets closer to release, the company gradually slows down production of existing models. This helps avoid excess inventory and ensures that when the new version arrives, there is a clean handoff rather than a warehouse full of older machines that need to be discounted aggressively. That pattern has played out time and time again across iPhones, MacBooks, and iPads. However, it is still important to stay grounded because shipping delays alone do not guarantee an immediate launch. There are always multiple factors in play, and supply chain dynamics can sometimes create similar symptoms without an imminent announcement. What makes the current situation particularly interesting is how targeted the delays appear to be. The base versions of the Mac Mini are still relatively easy to find, while the higher-end configurations, especially those with more RAM, are the ones facing the biggest delays. That distinction matters a lot. If this were a widespread supply issue, you would expect shortages across the entire lineup. Instead, it seems focused on specific components, which strongly suggests that memory availability could be playing a role. The tech industry has been dealing with ongoing RAM supply pressure, largely driven by the explosion of AI infrastructure. Data centers and large-scale computing projects are consuming massive amounts of high-capacity memory, and that demand can easily impact consumer devices. Even so, supply constraints alone do not fully explain the pattern. When Apple is preparing for a new generation, it intentionally shifts resources toward upcoming products. That means fewer high-end configurations of the current model are produced, especially since those are the most expensive to build and the hardest to sell once a newer version is announced. When you combine that strategy with real-world component constraints, you end up with exactly what we are seeing now: noticeable delays that feel very similar to previous pre-launch periods. Looking ahead, the timing lines up almost perfectly with a potential reveal window. A major developer-focused event in early June would be an ideal stage for updated desktop hardware, especially machines designed for professional workflows. While Apple sometimes prefers surprise press releases, pairing new hardware with a broader software and developer narrative makes a lot of sense. That puts us potentially just weeks away from seeing what comes next, which makes these shipping delays feel even more meaningful. As for what the next generation might bring, expectations should be realistic in some areas and ambitious in others. A major external redesign is unlikely given that the current model already introduced a fresh look. Apple typically sticks with a design for multiple generations before changing it again. The real story will be inside the machine, where the next chip is expected to deliver a substantial leap in performance. Early benchmark leaks suggest a dramatic increase in single-core speed, pushing performance into territory that even high-end desktop processors struggle to match. That kind of gain is not just incremental. It represents a noticeable step forward in how responsive and efficient these machines can feel. Multi-core performance is also expected to improve significantly, with gains that could approach or exceed 20% over the current generation. That might sound like a typical yearly upgrade on paper, but in practice it means faster rendering, smoother multitasking, and much better handling of demanding workloads. Tasks like video editing, software development, and AI processing will benefit the most, especially as modern applications continue to scale with available hardware power. Even the base model is starting to reach levels of performance that were once reserved for far more expensive systems, which is a remarkable shift in just a few years. There are also indications that higher-end variants could introduce new architectural approaches to further scale performance without sacrificing efficiency. By combining multiple silicon components into a unified system, Apple can push performance higher while maintaining the low power consumption that has become a defining advantage of its chips. This approach could bring desktop-class power into an incredibly compact form factor, making the Mac Mini an even more compelling option for professionals who want performance without the bulk of a traditional tower. In real-world use, however, it is important to keep expectations balanced. For everyday tasks like browsing, streaming, or office work, the difference between the current generation and the next one may not feel dramatic. The improvements will be there, but they will be most noticeable under heavier workloads. That leads directly into the question of pricing, which could end up being one of the most impactful changes for buyers. There is a strong possibility that the next generation will come with higher base specifications, such as increased storage and memory, but also a slightly higher starting price. Rising component costs, especially for memory, make this a logical move. Instead of offering a lower base price with minimal specs, Apple may shift toward a more capable baseline that better reflects how people actually use these machines today. While that could mean paying more upfront, it might also reduce the need for expensive upgrades later, which would be a welcome change for many buyers. All of this ties back to the current shipping delays in a very logical way. If Apple is preparing to introduce new chips, adjust baseline configurations, and potentially reposition pricing, it makes perfect sense to gradually wind down production of the existing models. The delays we are seeing now are likely a reflection of that transition already being in motion. So what should you do if you are thinking about buying a Mac Mini right now? If you need a computer immediately, the current model is still an excellent choice. It is powerful, efficient, and more than capable for most users. You are not going to regret buying it, but if you can afford to wait, even for a short period, it could be worth it. Not just for the potential improvements in the next generation, but also for the pricing shifts that usually follow a new release. Older models often become significantly more affordable, giving you the option to save money without sacrificing much performance. In the end, this upcoming update is shaping up to be one of the more exciting changes in the compact desktop space. The idea that such a small machine can compete with much larger systems is already impressive, and the next step forward could push that even further. Whether you choose to go for the latest model or take advantage of discounts on the current one, the next few weeks are likely to open up some very interesting options.